Good day once again, and welcome to another session on the school legislation and finance. For this session, we will tackle the Philippine Professional Standards for school heads. The Philippine Professional Standards for school heads is responsible for defining the professional criteria that are necessary to be a good school head. It is intended to function as a public declaration of the professional responsibility of school leaders. It outlines the knowledge, skills, and priorities that principals and other school leaders are expected to possess as they advance in their careers. So, to guide individual professional reflections, as well as professional discussions among educational leaders and other stakeholders, and to inform the provision of professional learning and development for school heads, it offers a common language for high impact leadership that is expected of school heads. So, for this session, we will center our discussion on the different career stages, the domains of Philippine Professional Standards for school heads, the standards for educational leaders, and the PPSH framework. So, principals play a critical role in delivering a quality basic education. According to Section 4 of Republic Act number 9155, or the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001, the responsibilities include administrative and instructional oversight. Specifically, their responsibilities and performance standards are outlined in the Philippine Professional Standards for School Heads, which include leading strategically, managing school operations and resources, focusing on teaching and learning, developing self and others, and forming partnerships. So these are governed by learner-centered, inclusive, and leadership development promoting principles according to Alvarez and De Lavin in 2022. So the Philippine Professional Standards for School Heads also specifies standards for school heads or school administrators that will guide and promote their professional growth. Along with their practices as school leaders and managers, they are required to advance in the career phases of professional development. It has been said that excellent education is dependent on quality instructors and school administrators. According to conclusive worldwide research, teacher quality is essential for enhancing student accomplishment. Nevertheless, instructors alone cannot result in considerable growth without strong leadership. So, we now talk about the standards for school heads, and we begin by noting that these standards was formally embraced by the Department of Education through its issuance of Department Order number 24, series of 2020, entitled National Adoption and Implementation of the Philippine Professional Standards for School Heads on September 7, 2020. As stated in the issuance, it is in line with the commitment of the department in supporting school heads so they can better perform their roles in schools, including the improvement of teacher quality and through this learner achievement. So the Philippine Professional Standards for School Heads has three standing aims based on the work of Kabigao in 2021. These are: number one, set out clear expectations of school heads along well-defined, career stages of professional development that's from beginning to exemplary practice. Number two, engage school heads to actively embrace a continuing effort to attain high levels of proficiency. And number three, provide support for professional learning and development. Help identify development needs and facilitate uniform assessment performance. So with this, we now discuss the framework. So the framework adheres to the following principles. Number one, it is learner-centered. Number two, it emphasizes building and strengthening a network of stakeholders for school and people effectiveness. Number three, it reflects the understanding of problems and issues at the school and the need to address them. Number four, it focuses on developing high-quality instruction, developing a strong school culture, and ensuring job-embedded professional development for school personnel. Number five, it reflects values and concepts in promoting school success. Number six, it regards supervision as a crucial organizational behavior in school management. Number seven, it highlights the importance of accountability and transparency of a school heads. And finally, it is anchored on the principles of inclusivity. Now we talk about the career stages. So there are four career stages. We begin with career stage one, where school heads, aspiring school heads that is, have acquired the prerequisite qualifications for the school head. Number two, career stage two is where the school heads apply the required knowledge and understanding of the authority, responsibility, and accountability expected of them. Number three, we have describes school heads who consistently display an in-depth knowledge and understanding of the authority, responsibility, and accountability expected of them. And number four, we have school heads are expected to consistently exhibit. So from display to exhibit mastery in their application of the authority, responsibility, and accountability expected of them, as described in the PPSSH. So this figure depicts the synergy between maximizing school effectiveness and ensuring people effectiveness through a broad sphere of instructional and administrative practices stipulated in the 5 domains of PPSSH according to PEG and others in 2020. So the first domain, as illustrated, is leading strategically. So domain one, leading strategically, okay, highlights the role of the school heads in setting the direction, goals, and objectives of schools, and in ensuring that these are understood and embraced by all stakeholders. This domain encompasses the school head's commitment to a strategic course of action consistent with institutional goals towards maximizing organizational performance. In this domain, okay, school heads are expected to identify and comprehend relevant sources of information, such as existing laws, policies, research, feedback, and context, and establish their connections and alignment. So school heads should have a complete understanding of schools' current and desired states. So they should support in executing various collaborative strategies with stakeholders to respond appropriately to the dynamic and rapidly evolving needs of schools. So that's domain one, leading strategically. Then we proceed to domain two, managing school operations and resources. So here, it centers on the role of school heads in managing systems and processes in schools. So this domain, it points out that school heads' commitment to ensuring efficiency, effectiveness, and fairness in discharging functions towards maximizing organizational health. School heads understand and implement laws, policies, guidelines, and issuances that relate to the management of human, financial, and material resources. So they should provide support in establishing a culture of transparency and accountability in the continuous delivery of basic education services. Domain 2, managing school operations and resources. Then we have focusing on teaching and learning for domain number 3, concentrating on the work of school heads in promoting quality and learning. So this emphasizes the school head's commitment to providing instructional leadership towards improving competence among teachers and outcomes among learners. So here, school heads are expected to provide technical assistance on instruction that relates to curriculum, practice, and performance. They should also create a learner-centered environment, ensuring access to inclusive, excellent, relevant, and liberating education. So that's focusing on teaching and learning for domain number 3. So then we have developing self and others for domain number 4. So developing self and others recognize the role of school heads in nurturing themselves and others. So it centers on the school head's commitment to ensuring people and team effectiveness. So this is where the school heads are expected to reflect on their personal and professional development to enhance their practice in leading and developing people as they support their personal's professional development and welfare. They should provide others the means for development, such as opportunities to learn, reflect, lead, and progress in their profession. So, domain 4, developing others and self. Finally, we have domain number 5 for building connections. So, this would underscore the school head's competence towards the improvement of school communities and points to the school head's commitment in advocating the education that education is everyone's responsibility. So the leaders of the school are expected to be responsible and accountable for inculcating a deeper understanding of the vision, mission, and core values, as well as the directions of the school to relevant entities. They possess skills in relating with, dealing with, and forging relationships with people. They should be able to build relationships with individuals and organizations anchored on mutual trust, honesty, openness, respect, and commitment towards sharing the same vision for the attainment of institutional goals. So this, in a nutshell, is the Philippine Professional Standards for school heads. Thank you.